race 14 then from Willow Springs. We've only got 9 cars in this one. It's a reverse grid race, so we've got Dominator starting us off on the Jag. We see Tate, it looks like he got a false start, but I think it's just the FF's slow getaway is normal, but there was a Jag at the back that didn't get away. Who was that? Yeah, Aldo just didn't get away at all. So that's going to put Aldo right at the back. Dominator does lead us away. Angus McCall gets a good start in the Lamborghini. Maniaf in the McLaren 650S. He's third at the minute, with Tatey in fourth in the Sirocco, getting chased down by Raffo in the McLaren. Then we've got P-Gib in the Audi TT, and we've got Chichi and Miggins fighting it out. It is Chichi just about winning out in the TT. Miggins in the McLaren now in 8th position with Aldo right at the back of the grid. I don't know why Dominator's got his indicator on, but there we go, he has. So yeah, Willow Springs hosts this one, and I think Tatey's just proving the point that I was just about to make, that it is a dangerous circuit full of peril. I think who is that that's just proving my point? Is that Raffo? Who is it? Oh no, it's Angus McColl, look. So yeah, Willow Springs, real world circuit in, I believe it's California, but it is lined with just sand. There's no grip. You dip a wheel off a circuit, you're off. And that's exactly what happens to Angus McColl up here as he goes for a little adventure. Mistreating that Lamborghini. That is going to put him right at the back pretty much. As Cheech is now looking to make another move. He got past Miggins, is now lining up the other McLaren 650S driven by Raffo. Dominator is making a good getaway in the Jag. P-Gib with a good opportunity this time round. He has told me about the error he made at Nürburgring, which I will probably talk about during this race. Looks like Tatey was having a look there on Maniaf. It looks like he's got that move made. P-Gib then trying to get his way through. The McLaren's lost 2 spaces in 2 corners. You see Cheech is still trying to get past GT Rafa. Rafa's putting up a bit of a fight here, but the TT is just too strong. And that's Chichi out now into 5th, and not too far behind the leaders who aren't making a getaway at this minute in time. Dominator does have a little bit of a gap, but it's hardly huge. Ahead of Tatey, P-Gib and Maniaf. Angus McCorp is still going round, but he is stone dead last, I'm afraid to report. A nice little group here fighting for 4th at the minute. And the problem is then these guys just starting to lose track of the top 3. So ever since I mentioned there wasn't really a gap, Dominator has lost that gap. But look at Tatey up the inside. Is that going to be Dominator off? It is. This is the exact same thing that I did, so Dominator, don't feel bad about this, because I think I did the same thing that you're about to do. I'm just carrying too much speed into this corner. Yeah, he's not turning, he's not rotating the car, he's on the power too early. And that corner suddenly goes away from you, and he goes on an adventure. He's going in the pits as well for some reason. So a nice and early pit stop at the end of lap 2 then for Dominator. That's going to chuck him from the front of the grid right to the back. Tatey does lead the way now. Ahead of P-Gib. And Chichi now up to 3rd. He's found his way past a couple of cars. Miggins up to 5th. Raffo's had an awful lap there. He's dropped a load of positions. All the way down in 6th now. As P-Gib goes for that look up the inside of Aldo, Tatey gets that move made. And the Sirocco's just going to have to settle in for the time being. Oh, he goes for the move straight back though. P-Gib just about keeps it on the circuit. This is what Chichi needs to see, because if he gets in the lead early here, he's in the TC, which is the OP car for this circuit. if driven correctly, which unfortunately for me meant I wasn't OP. I was terrible because I just don't enjoy driving the TT at all. But in the right hands, it is seriously overpowered. It is two TTs fighting it for the lead, though, as we see another FF driven by Tatey go well and truly off-roading. You're going to see a lot of that in this race. Chichi's got very good pace here so far. Willow is well and truly looking up the inside of P-Gib here. Doesn't go for the move. Is he waiting for P-Gib just to make a mistake? You wonder if that's the confidence of the man, that he's not that worried about getting by on these fresh tyres. He will instead just wait for P-Gib to dunk it off the circuit. You can see Miggins in the background having a good go here at Maniaf. So Miggins, who won last time out at Nürburgring. A couple of McLarens in this race though, so he's not alone. We've got 3 of them, I think. And they are a very good Group 4 car. One of the best Group 4 cars in my opinion. Again, they take a special driving style though. I mean, it's not everyone is used to. We've got a car backwards, that's Dominator. Dominator in the Jag. Is he going to just run it wide here? I think he is, yeah. And that Marshall looks around. No, he's not coming for me. Well and truly 4x4 Jaguar F-Type there. Just about brings it back. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is spicing up. Round the final corner we go. Chichi with the inside shorter line. P-Gib's going to need to sweep back over here. He does so. But Chichi is right on him, and with 25 minutes of this race remaining, he would have to favour the sausage man in this particular battle. Given the form he's had, especially in these TT races, he's had exceptional form. Miggins has been overpowered in the Aston Martins, as there's a good battle going on there between Miggins. Miggins, who started that corner in 5th and came out of it in 3rd, so he went past Tatey before the corner began, then sliced through the middle and got Manny off as well. That's a beautiful overtake. 2 cars in 1. If you don't submit that one to overtake of the week, my friend, you're deluded. Another one looking to gain an entry into that competition is Chichi. Can he get his way past P-Gib? See, P-Gib just goes a little bit deep there, but Chichi can't make his advantage stick. Just has to be patient on the throttle. But he is pushing P-Gib around the circuit at the minute, having to lift off the throttle to avoid hitting the other car. This is slowing them down and may allow Miggins to catch up. Dust all over the shop. Let's keep a good eye on this battle then. So round the final corner we go again. P-Gib having to go defensive. That's going to affect his corner speed, but he just about defends the corner to Chichi. Although has to go off-road, that's going to allow Chichi through. And I think, to be fair, I think that's exactly what Chichi was waiting for. He was just waiting for a mistake to be made. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, we have got another little fight brewing here. This is between Tatey, Maniaf and potentially GT Raffo as well. So it's Tatey down the inside of Maniaf. GT Raffo in the McLaren can probably smell an opportunity here. Now, the story of this race is going to be kind of about tyre wear really. The front left takes an absolute kicking here at Willow Springs. And those FF cars, so the VWs and the TTs, they will start to feel that, and they'll be feeling it already. And the McLaren holds on to its tyres much well. The Jaguar's not great either, to be fair. The Jaguar, as I'm reliably told, is a bit of a boat round here, so Dominator will be feeling that. So will, I think it was Aldo, who's also in a Jag. So don't expect magic from those boys. They will be struggling in those cars. They don't have the greatest of turn-ins, but they are an absolute tower of power, those cars. As you can just see now from Aldo, he's just looking to make a move, and just the power that the Jag has will just power him past the McLaren in a straight line. But the McLaren will come to its own. You see Maniaf now winning out for this battle for P4. This battle is helping Miggins escape away though. Miggins will want to try and catch up to P-Gib. Aldo then stays ahead of Raffo. Raffo is looking for a gap. Can't seem to make that advantage count. Look how much Angus McCobe is caught up to this lot. Oh, as we see Aldo just dip a wheel there. What happens? Sorry Aldo, I know you might not like me covering this, but let's see what happened. That sounds like he's got throttle issues. That sounds like a mechanical fault for Aldo. Let's just check the replay. Yeah, that's a mechanical error with his throttle. So he just gets well and truly out of the way. Him here is probably ditching the car. He gets a good slap by Angus McCoy, but doesn't realise he's going slap. I mean, to be fair, he was kind of on the racing line. But he's struggling now, is Aldo. He's gonna struggle to get that car going again, especially with throttle issues. We'll check back on him in just a moment. So Chichi then leading the way as we come towards the end of lap number 7. We're nearly a third of the way through the race, and he's already got a decent enough lead over P-Gib. P-Gib does have a commanding enough lead over Miggins at the minute, so it's 2 TTs leading the way. And then you've got 2 McLarens in 3rd and 4th by Miggins and Maniaf. Maniaf just ahead of Tatey. Tatey. Well, I think I cursed Tatey. Is it Tatey that went off? They're all going off. It was Maniaf, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Maniaf. Exactly the same thing as me, but I did that twice, so I won't worry about it. Happens to the best of us. But you see just how much time it loses you. He's in all sorts of trouble now, is Maniaf. But Aldo is back underway, but you can hear again that throttle is still not right. Maniaf now back underway. So is Aldo. Dominator then, not sure what issues Dominator's got, but that last lap was awful, so he's losing tons of time. So this is only aiding to the field spread we're starting to get now. This is causing less and less battles to be seen all over the place. Raffo's killing his tyres again, almost as bad as an FF. Whereas Miggins in the same car, he's literally driving with kid gloves. Miggins, you need to teach me tyre wear tricks, my friend, because that's insanely good tyre wear. P-Gib's doing well as well on tyres, similar to Chichi. Very similar. So in terms of strategy, I would probably suggest a one-stop halfway is how most people will go here. So probably pit in about another 4 minutes or so, another couple of laps. Saying that, the car has just fired in. Tatey's going to fire in at the 10.5 minute mark. Will he fit another set of super softs and go for a 2-stop? As we see Aldo and Maniaf go to war. Tatey is back out of the pits ahead of these two, although it is just a nice little battle we're watching unfold. So yeah, Tatey's back out in a set of super softs, so we'll really struggle to make those last another 20 minutes, so I would expect him in again. Angus McColl, good tyre wear for Angus McColl, considering he's stone dead last at the end of lap 1, he's now up to 5th. We have got a car backwards, I haven't forgot about that is Dominator. This is what Willow Springs will do to you. A brave cameraman just sat there then. So unfortunately for Dominator, he's out on the mediums, so he's pitted nice and early just on the mediums. They won't have as much lateral grip, so that won't be helping him, but it's kind of a necessary evil sometimes at Willow Springs. So the field spread is large now. We have strategy yet to play out. We're we've got the battle between the two P1 chaps, which is Aldo and Maniaf, to focus ourselves on. Manny's got much better tyres on his car than Aldo has on the Jag. The Jag with a big lumpy V8 over the front axle has a lot of weight to turn in. And you really do feel that on the front tyres. Raffo in for an early stop. So is he going to go on to the soft compound and try and make them last? No, he's on super softs again. So some interesting strategy coming out of this one now. Raffo back out of the pits just ahead of Tatey, who also pitted a lap or so ago. Tatey, who's got his tyres up to working temperature. Nice and easy move down the inside for the VW driver. Although Raffo should fight for that place back pretty soon. So yeah, a lot of early stops happening. I think for me, definitely the fastest way around the circuit is a one stop. But it's all about keeping your tyres alive, which the top three seem to be doing a very nice job of. Angus McCobb's doing a good job, to be fair, a 4x4 Lamborghini. But he is getting closed down now by a couple of cars. Although they're in different races, I would argue that Angus McCobb's not racing these guys directly at this minute in time, because those guys have got to pit again. Dominator them back in the pits. Is he retiring from the race? We'll come back and check on him as P-Gib pits. He's going for the undercut. Back out on a set of soft tyres by the looks of it. So he Peterson comes out in third, just behind Miggins. So the advantage this is going to hand Miggins is he's going to have fresher tyres towards the end of the race. He will give that place back up again. But those tyres will be very fresh at the end, whereas P-Gibbs will probably be a little bit second hand, is probably the nice way of saying it. I might expect a flurry of pit stops after this lap. I would especially see Chichi and Miggins potentially come in, as well as Maniaf. Aldo, yeah, we've lost Dominator. Dominator has unfortunately left the Willow Springs, leaving us with just 8 drivers to talk about tonight. I've got to be honest, I'm not enjoying commentating just over 8 people. We really need to, people just need to start racing, simple as. It just makes it not fun when there's only 8 of them. But I said I'd do it, so I'm doing it. Oh my god, what's happened there? Miggins, what are you doing? I say that, but I can't help it because I did the same thing. I just saw the speed difference between him and P-Gib. Oh yeah, he realised, didn't he? He realised. And he's done a decent enough job of saving it so far. I don't know why he's suddenly turned himself back off track again. He had it on track for the moment then, as he dives into the pits. That's good news for P-Gib now, who is chasing down Chichi. Chichi was also now just pitted on his outlap. He's getting those tyres nice and warm. As long as he keeps that gap, he'll be all good. Tatey now up to 3rd position. Now we do expect Tatey to pit again. I think for him, as long as he can keep it on the circuit, he probably will be alright. I mean, he's got about another 5 minutes or so before we expect him to pit again. I'd very much doubt he'd string a set of super softs out 20 minutes here, given the tyre wear he had in that first stint. Raffo, I'd expect him now just to go to the end. So Raffo might inherit 3rd here. We'll see what Miggins can do about that. Miggins, even though he had that massive off, isn't too far behind those guys, as you can see. So when Raffo's tyres start to degrade a little bit, Miggins should have a pace advantage and may well close him down. Angus McCobb, who's now pitted, he's going to the end as well. Decent pace in that Lamborghini. He's doing everything he needs to do right now. Doing all he can. And then we do have the 2 P1 chaps sort of towards the back. Maniaf, has he not pitted yet, or did he pit early? He's coming in again, is he? Yeah, he's coming in now, so I'm not sure. Oh no, that was an incident early on. And then Aldo, who has just now pitted, so he should start to resume that battle again with Maniaf once he comes out the pits. and that battle for not last might well be on soon. Meanwhile, at the top of the grid, Chi just about leads P-Gib, just about out of slipstream range. P-Gib has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 16.2. So did reduce that gap last time out. Tatey at the minute relatively comfortable in third. He has got Raffo chasing him down. Similar pace between the two at the minute, though. There's not much to choose between them. Mid-17s for both drivers. Miggins, who had a 19 that lap, but it was his pit lap last lap, so that might be not representative of him. I would expect to see him in the low 17s again very soon. Yeah, that's how it's playing out with about... Oh no, P-Gib, you're not doing yourself any favours there, chap. Yeah, you brake too late, mate. Chimney, Chi. To be fair, he saved it. He did a good job of saving it. Can't be mad at that. So yeah, well, that has just dropped him back a little bit, but on the flip side, he's not really under threat from anyone behind at the minute. So all P-Gib needs to do is just maintain a little bit of focus for the next 12 minutes and he'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, that's the picture as we go towards the latter part of this race here at Willow Springs in the GTTCC Pro 1 League. So Miggins then starting to close down on Raffo and Tatey. Tatey's doing enough at the minute, but his lap times are just starting to fall away a little bit, so a sign that his tyres are going off. Sorry, I was looking at P-Gib, who did go off anyway. So yeah, just a sign that his tyres are going off a little bit. Raffo, yeah, getting closed down by Miggins, not really reeling Tatey in. Miggins doing all he needs to do at the minute in the McLaren. Oh, is Raffo pitting? Raffo is indeed pitting, so he's... I thought he was going to go to the end, but now he's going to stop again. So that's going to drop him behind Miggins, potentially behind Angus McCall. Oh, no, Angus will get out... Raffo will get out just ahead of Angus McCall, but on the freshest tyres in the whole of Willow Springs Shire. So whether he can do anything about Miggins or he's just setting his sights on a secure finish to the race, I'm not sure. Miggins then has to have his sights now firmly on that VW up ahead. If that VW does not pit, it's going to be extremely vulnerable, and I think his biggest objective now is Raffo. Saying that. Oh no, it's Angus. Oh no, Angus. His real name's not Angus, by the way. It just seems weird to call someone called Angus McCall Darren. But he carries a little bit too much speed and takes that Lamborghini 4x4 off-roading once more. Yeah, so what I was saying is Tatey's biggest... he's not... Well, he is fighting Miggins, but that's a battle that, in my opinion, he shouldn't fight. He should indeed now, if I was him, lump it in the pits and fight with Raffo at the end. That's your battle. Does he pit? Does he pit? He does. He pits. So that's going to hand Miggins back to third position. I'm very confident Miggins will just go to the end now. He's not going to pit. Does Tatey get out ahead of Raffo? It's going to be close. Tatey does indeed get out ahead of Raffo, and he's now going to have much fresher tyres. Although, if I say much fresher tyres, a lap fresher tyres. So this is actually going to be pretty close. I'd love to say the McLaren will hold its tyres better than the VW, but for some reason Raffo just likes to sit there doing wheel spins, burning his tyres to a cinder. Maniaf getting pretty close now to Angus McCall after his little off, and Aldo has pitted again as we thought he might do, just to get some fresh super softs on there. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Chi 22 minutes in, starting the 18th lap, and he holds a commanding lead over Mr. P-Gib. That lead is 6 seconds now. Miggins comfortably third, has no Sounds harsh, Miggins, sorry, but you had no chance of catching first and second. So consolidating third is really his best shot. Tatey will have really fresh tyres behind him, so Tatey could in theory catch Miggins now. We will see how that evolves, whether the VW has got the pace against the McLaren. Raffo, yeah, as I said a lap or so ago, although he's fallen back a little bit, I think, in my opinion, Raffo, but we'll see how that comes to fruition towards the end of the race. And then we do have Maniaf v Angus McCoe up. Two very different approaches to the corner. Angus going for a very fast in approach. And I think Maniaf's more going for the exit speed, although the Lamborghini seems to have hooked that corner up just a lot better. Indeed, now starting to look a lot more composed in that Lamborghini. As he kicks up a cloud of gravel. Oh, we've got a car backwards. Who is that? That is Raffo. What have you been up to, Raffo? Oh, he's done the same thing that was it Angus McCobe did that lap one? Well, the problem is here, your tyres, they're fully loaded on the right hand side. They've got all the weight of the car on them. Brave spectators. Raffo's essentially beached his car there and has to be careful re-entering the circuit. Does manage to get it back on, although he's not too far ahead of Aldo now, so that battle with Tatey is well and truly over unless Tatey bins it. Still going on here between Angus McCobb and Maniaf. It's pretty close now between Miggins and Tatey. Tatey that time around is 16.8, 17.9 that time round for Miggins. The FF's proving to be very powerful on fresh tyres. Cheech's gap to P. Gibb. Has he grown it? Yes, he's put another half a second on there. Now let's keep an eye on this little battle then between Miggins and Tatey. Just over 5 minutes remain of this one. Miggins is trying his damnedest to hold on to this position. Not easy to overtake at Willow Springs. He has got that in his favour. Every overtake move is lined with much peril. Just watching Tatey's line for here. So Miggins is very defensive. Tatey's been burned by this once before, so he's very careful with this line now, but does get really close at the apex of there. And now with the extra suck down the main straight, Miggins, does he bother defending this? It looked like he actually pulled out of the defensive line then, but no, in fact instead just goes for pure corner speed and manages to maintain his position ahead of Tatey for the time being, but it seems like it might just be a matter of time. A little bit further back, Maniaf and Angus McCobb still battling away. Tatey actually having to get out of the throttle here to prevent himself from hitting Miggins. He's all over the back end of him now. That McLaren just hasn't got the pace around Willow Springs. This is a power circuit, don't forget. It's all about grunt and the German machinery, the VW. Oh, you're not going to do much like that. I was just going to say the German machinery has the edge when it comes to power. If you're wondering why these inputs are quite erratic from Tatey, I'm going to guess he's a control pad user. He's not using a steering wheel like a lot of drivers will do. So he does have to seesaw his approach. Miggins pits then. Is he just going for fastest lap now? Is he just trying and consolidate this with a fastest lap? He's got a 16.2 to beat. Cheech's tyres have seen better days, but he's got enough of a gap ahead of him now to not really worry about the car behind. P. Gibb firmly in the 17s, on the cusp of going into the 18s. Tatey now in third position, ahead ahead of Miggins. Will Miggins then just go on an all-out attack? Is he putting his eggs in one basket here, in case obviously any of the cars ahead do fall off? I'm not sure. I mean, he was fighting for a P3. I'm not sure I understand pit with Cheeches in the pits. This is brave. So that's P Gibb. I bet he's licking his lips at this prospect. So P Gibbs. There's Cheechy. Look, he can see him. I think Cheechy saw what Miggins were doing. Yeah. So Cheechy's just going to go for fastest lap now. He's just going to bugger off. So let's watch his fastest lap. It is a 16.2 at the minute. Tate is in the pits as well again. More pit stops than anything here at Willow Springs. I think a lot of these drivers are just pitting to... Oh, this has spiced it up. Miggins' gamble paid off. I was not expecting that turn of events. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting Tatey to pit. What were his tyres like? They weren't even that bad. They weren't even that bad, so why's he pitted? Just look at how much he's pushing now, Miggins. He's absolutely going. He's wringing the neck of that McLaren. So he sweeps by the Volkswagen then. And that might have just done that, because Miggins equally has fresh tyres. He doesn't have to worry about tyre saving now. They've only got a few laps left, 2 laps tops now really. And he can just rag the absolute nuts off this McLaren and make it the widest McLaren in the entire universe. Cheechy's got to do all he can do to get fastest lap. It is a risk though, because especially at Willow Springs, if you're going for that fastest lap point, it is a very risky move you're making, because you have to have a perfect lap, and to have a perfect lap here at Willow Springs, as you've probably noticed already, just puts you at a lot of risk of falling off the circuit. So I'm not convinced, but we will see. This by far is the closest on-track action we've currently got at the minute. Miggins v Tatey. We have just over a minute remaining, so once they all cross the line, that'll be the last lap for everyone then. I don't know if any of the top 2 will get another lap in. I'm not convinced they will. Miggins is just going to hold out for one more lap against Tatey. Cheechy then on his fastest lap attempt now. P Gibb, not much he can do about it, but he's definitely just consolidated. He could technically just chill around this last lap now. He's got a second nail because of these 2's sort of weird pit strategy. We've got Maniaf 5th ahead of Angus Baco up, who is ahead of Raffo now, and Aldo is 8th. There is not much to commentate on other than, can Cheechy get the fastest lap? We will check on that. And can Miggins hold off Tatey? I might even go back and watch that, because that is close as anything. Does Cheechy get this fastest lap though? Let's have a look. Does he get another lap in? He's going to get another one in. He sets the 15.7. Jesus wept. Right. Let's go back and just watch, because this is these guys' last lap now. So let's have an onboard perspective from Tatey. So he's kind of got to pick his moment then. Close as you like then, coming through the horseshoe, close as anything. Tatey just needs to almost push Miggins into a mistake here, which technically he does. Technically yes, he gives him a little push, but no harm done with that at all. Is P Gibb even going to make another lap? He is, I think. Yeah, P Gibb's going to get another lap out of this. So the first to officially finish, I'm afraid it doesn't mean you've won, Miggins, but it does mean that you have Bravest Pit Strategy Award, I think. As Tatey's going to cross the line. with a car covered in dust. But yeah, Miggins finishes third, with Tatey in fourth. Maniaf is going to grab fifth in the end. Good race for Maniaf, considering. Mr. Angus were caught up in sixth. He could be quite happy with that. To be fair, he's driven a really good race. Raffo, not sure why he pitted, and then Aldo in 8th position. Chicha then, as we've already said, having a bit more of a chilled out lap this time, but a 15.7 fastest lap, smashing P. Gibbs' previous fastest lap of a 16.2, and taking the win here at Willow Springs. That may well make the championship interesting. What I'll do before the videos next week is I'll try and get like a table put on screen so you can have a look at the points, and we'll do something with that. We'll figure something out. And P. Gibbs going to finish second. So thanks for watching, ladies and gents, and tune in next week for the final.